Okay, looks like I'm live. You guys are anyone who's watching, you're not obligated to talk in chat, but let me know if you're able to hear me or not, because this is my first time streaming on YouTube. Hey, what's up? Are you able to hear me okay? Okay, yeah, my mic's on, so it should be working. All right, dope. So yeah, right now I'm just trying to model Mr. Nothing's umbrella from Arknights. And so this is like another commission for a friend, but he's not asking me to like model a whole umbrella that's like mostly covered by the character's body, and it's like it resembles a traditional paper and wood umbrella. Um, but he and I are thinking like he could just buy one of those, and then I just make like something that goes over the handle, and that just fits over the handle, and then he can just um, glue it on. Con crunch builds. Aside from getting a few more commissions in, I am 3D printing like a big giant gun lance from the character Bagpipe from Arknights. And I put in an order for the cosplay itself, but there's a chance that it won't arrive on time. I ordered it from the website Cosplay FU, and according to some of my friends, like if you get in contact with them and if you're like within 2 months, then they can like try and rush it. I'm completely willing to pay extra money because yeah, I messed up again. I kept going back and forth on whether or not I want to cosplay this character. And so when I finally 3D modeled it and I'm ready to make it, I suddenly really want to cosplay the character, and now it's like a little late into the year. This thing is so weird. Hold on, I gotta stare at this thing for a few seconds at a time for me to like know what the hell I'm looking at. Yeah, uh hopefully they're able to get it in on time. Trying to figure out what I'm looking at. Like Jerry for Mr. Nothing. His in-game sprite is like super tiny, so I don't know. I'm looking at the portrait art right now. If I'm able to find the like any images from the official art book, then I could use that as well. But I don't have the official art book, so I kind of try to just go off on the portrait images, and his E2 artwork does not show his umbrella weapon whatsoever. It's like an umbrella slash fishing rod because it has that reel. I'm trying to get this thing proportional. So right now this segment is 12 centimeters. I'll extend it. Alright, I'm just gonna start YOLOing this. Yeah, I'd really like to go to other conventions as well as the 3 that I typically go to. It's just like I need more PTO. Yeah, whenever 3D modeling and you're making something just super weird. Actually, let me think. No, I rarely use in-game sprites or in-game images aside from like, you know, their E1 and E2 portraits, their artwork. Because like when I try to model and try to make props that are as close to one-to-one scale as possible. And so when looking at like a tiny sprite and you're dealing with pixels at that point, it's like way too difficult. And even then, with a lot of the artwork you can find on like GamePress or whatever, often or just their in-game portraits, like so many times their props or their weapons are just hiding behind their own bodies, and it sucks. Other times you just don't know what you're looking at because it doesn't show all the angles or the different sides of their weapon. I gotta think about this for a sec. Because I might have to do a different approach versus like this shit. Okay, I think I have an idea. Because like if you look at Mr. Nothing's umbrella, that golden like real looking thing, like this whole golden part right here, I'm looking at this inner part right here that hugs the shaft of the umbrella. It's very rounded, not it doesn't have many angular features, so it has like this curved feature to it. So I'm just trying to mimic that as closely as possible without making a horrible mistake. Oh, is that good? It's like this outer shell. Except... Okay, I think I have an idea. Okay, I think I have an idea. I'm not gonna be able to model this as accurately as I would hope, but as long as it looks close, am I right? Okay, hold on. I just realized I'm working in the wrong preferred direction. But yeah, I should, let's see. After I model Mr. Nothing, this should be a pretty quick project because it's just a 3D model that I'm working on. And then I'll post it. And after this, I should be able to work on Rory Mercury, the remake for her halberd. And honestly, with Rory Mercury's halberd, the remake for that, her halberd, that remake should be pretty simple, like pretty quick and easy to do now that I've improved with 3D modeling. Yeah, and with how I'm gonna do Rory Mercury, like it'll be remarkably quick, like how fast I'll be able to work on that one. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. I like stare. I have three computer screens. Like my main one that I'm working on, a smaller one like right here where I'm looking at my stream right now and like Discord and whatnot. And I have like this big giant curved screen where I'm just like staring at their artwork. And it's constant back and forth just to like try and get it as accurate as possible. Okay, so this fishing rod thing is like this outer shell, golden shell looking fucking thing that's just like on the exterior of the shaft. And so I think I can like get it pretty close. So then it's angled like this. I have to... Wait a minute. Let's see, the angle is about... And then about a gap there. And I always have a measuring tape on me to just get a real life feel of what I'm modeling. Because I have a really bad tendency to model things just completely oversized. Okay, let's see here. Like, no matter what I try, whenever I'm done 3D modeling something, I always have to scale it down to like 90%, because when I measure it out, it's always gargantuan. Either that or just a lot of the Arknights weapons are just naturally enormous. But like when you carry it around as a cosplay, you gotta have to, you pretty much have to scale it down. Gotta get these carved whole pieces, like these little carvings out. And I always hate modeling curved surfaces unless it's like a shaft or something. Something really easy, like a cylinder. staring at this thing. I probably won't be able to finish this 3D model. Oh, what the hell? Oh, what the hell? Oh, okay, it did it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I probably won't be able to finish this 3D model tonight because I have to go to bed early. Because I have, I start a new work shift starting tomorrow where I have to come in earlier and leave earlier. Yeah, it's the whole value stream thing they're doing at the company. Like, on the weekends, my shift's the only thing that's affected. But thankfully, they're keeping my differential the same. Otherwise, I might actually be upset. Although they are doing this super weird thing where, like, rather than just paying me the same every week, they just give me, like, they're paying me the updated differential, which is paying me less, and then giving me a bonus at the beginning of every quarter, even though that bonus is taxed at a higher rate. And then when I ask them about that shit, they're just like, oh, don't worry, by next year's tax season it'll all come out to be the same. I'm like, I want my goddamn money right now. So yeah, it's annoying. Let's see. I wanna, yeah. If you see me making weird faces while I'm 3D modeling, that's like just me constantly thinking how the hell I'm gonna do this while I stare at this goddamn image. Yeah, have fun at work. I'm gonna try something really weird. Oopsie. Almost there. Let me try this. -0.8. No, that's not quite it. No. That's almost it. Let's do... I think this needs to be more shallow. I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'm trying to go for here. Alright, that's good enough. There, it's like this, like, concave thing. I'm just trying to, like, it's so hard because it kind of looks like that sort of shape. I'm just trying to, like, get as much detail as I can on this thing. Let me mirror this. Get this thing. I think I fucked up. I might have to restart on this piece right here. Because it's like angled. Like towards the umbrella side, which is to the right. It's wider. So I think I'm gonna have to... I'm trying to think if I can salvage this chunk. Yeah, I'll get rid of... I'll just hide that for now. I'll rework it. Let me think. Let me brainstorm. Because I've done something similar to this before. let's see, it expands at about that height, it looks like. And then just have to yeah, this 3D modeling software is like very beginner friendly, but in order to do specific things, you have to like know the tricks. Okay, that's... Yeah, if any of you guys seen any of my build videos, this is definitely where all the excitement's at. Like just spending hours modeling some piece of shit PNG. Okay. I might have to adjust that, because that's a little too big now. The hardest thing to do for 3D modeling. I don't know, that really depends on what software you're using. And I'm still not like 100% an expert at 3D modeling. I've only been 3D modeling for maybe 8 months. Because I started during the early summer of last year. But let's see. Getting tolerances down is just like experimenting. Because like with 3D printing, your material expands slightly. So you always want to model in some tolerance for that. So I wouldn't say tolerances. I would say... I have to think about that. It could be like understanding the limits of your material. Because like, because you can 3D model just things that are intended for digital use, but since I mostly 3D model for prop making and 3D printing, I have to understand how the material, which is PLA, is going to perform in real life situations. And oftentimes, whenever I take them off the print bed, and then I try to do a fitting, I modeled it where it ends up using up too much material with like supports, or I don't use enough infill, and because of the way I model it, pieces are too thin, and then you have to increase the infill density to make it much stronger. That's one aspect of it. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. I guess one aspect of 3D modeling that's hard is finding enough source material. or just reference material to get what to like actually model something accurately. Okay, I like this shape much more. I'm deleting this one. Yeah, and it really depends on what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to 3D model something that has moving parts, then then you'll like for example, then you'll have to go down another rabbit hole of what type of moving parts. So I've 3D printed props that have hinges, and those are pretty interesting. You can either have the hinge itself 3D printed or have like a pin in it. And then at that point, you're working with not just 3D printed material, but other materials like the pin that's made out of metal. And so you have to model in like the space for the pin. Other things like if you have a support rod going through, like right now I have this empty negative cylinder going straight through this. This is going to be intended for like a wooden dowel of like the end of an umbrella handle that my friend is just gonna saw off and then fit this over. You have to like think about those things whenever you're modeling. Or if you have a if you've seen my Spectre the Unchained, if you have moving parts where you have to think about it in terms of frames. So you have the staff section of Spectre the Unchained, and that's like completely unmoving. That's the part that you're holding on to. And then you have the spinning blade head of Spectre the Unchained's weapon, and that's another frame. That frame is moving. And so the way those two are connected is using a DC motor. And so then you have to model in the space for the motor, how the wiring to connect that motor to the battery pack is gonna move through the staff section. And then like since the motor has just a metal shaft, like a metal rod that's attached to it that's spinning, you have to buy flange couplers. That way the flange coupler is another metal piece that attaches to the motor shaft, and so then that's secure. And then that flange coupler needs to attach to the big ol' spinning spiky head of Spectre the Unchained's weapon. And so then you also have to design and model an adapter. Like I can show you in a little bit. Let me move this. Okay, let me save this. So this is what I mean. So this is Spectre's staff. This is like the neck section. So this is the space for the DC motor. I have like a hole in there that has space for the wires to feed through. And the wires come out through here. And so then there I can then connect it to the battery pack that'll sit around here. But then the motor, it has a flange coupler that then attaches to the inside of this. So let me turn this invisible. Whoopsie. So these two pieces are the motor adapter. This piece and this piece. So pretty much, if I turn this one invisible, the flange coupler fits perfectly into this hole right here. And then these 6 holes on the side are for the M3 bolts that go through the 6 holes of the flange coupler. And then that way, I'm able to add the nuts here. And then the bolts go in through this side, go all the way through. The bolts, they thread through the 6 holes of the flange coupler, and then they're bolted in place using this adapter. And then, pretty much at that point, if you see these little pegs that are a part of this major headpiece of the spinning head, that's how this motor adapter then interfaces with the rest of the spinning head. So this, like, I had to 3D print like 5 different iterations of just these 2 pieces of the motor adapter, just to make sure that all the pieces, all the tolerances, all the sizings and scalings are just correct, so that everything fits perfectly. And you kind of have to do that because you're dealing with like the interface between this little DC motor and this giant, enormous spinning spiky head, in order to just make it all work. But yeah, that's the whole deal. And I would consider that like a little more on the advanced side of 3D modeling, just creating your own interfaces and adapters for like real world things. Real world things being like DC motors, aluminum rods, support rods, all those sort of dealios that you'd have to buy outside of 3D printing as a standalone hobby. But anyway, that's that. Let me go back to Mr. Nothing. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like, one of the reasons why I want to start live streaming is so that I could answer questions a bit more easily. Because if I could make like a detailed how to start 3D modeling, how to start making props video, but I don't know. I'm just so busy with just all my shit right now. Let me look at this. Yeah, I'm just really busy working on a variety of projects. I really do want to make like an in-depth how-to on how to do all the things that I do, but yeah, it's just not enough time. No, for Mr. Nothing's umbrella, since he uses a very traditional like parasol / paper parasol style of umbrella, like a traditional Japanese umbrella. My friend, he's just gonna buy one. He actually already bought one. And then like the handle and the mechanisms are made out of wood. So the handle, he's just gonna saw off the handle. And so then he just has the shaft. And he sent me the measurement of the diameter of that shaft. It's like 1/2 inch. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna model the handle of Mr. Nothing's umbrella that has like that weird, like this weird what is it? This weird fishing rod, this fishing reel thing that's made out of gold, and the rest of the handle. And so that my friend will just be able to very easily just fit it over the shaft of the umbrella that he buys. And so if anyone wants to like do the same approach for Mr. Nothing, they could just order by their own like very simple wooden umbrella and do the same thing. If it doesn't fit perfectly, they can very easily just print a part of it and then like scale the this attachment that I'm 3D modeling right now, scale it up or down just to make sure that it's a good fit. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make the real thing spin, the real thing. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make the little fishing reel, golden colored fishing reel thing spin. Oopsie. Because like if it's not too difficult, and it shouldn't require any like ball bearings that anyone would have to buy in addition to whatever I'm modeling. It'll just make the assembly a little more complicated, but that's okay. People can handle it. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how Mr. Nothing's umbrella works. I haven't even built him. I haven't even leveled him up in game on my Arknights account. And even if the fishing reel is how he unfolds his umbrella or attacks or whatever, like I'm not gonna design that mechanism. Like that's way too complicated. If my friend's umbrella, like it's just that simple umbrella that you do like this, like sure, whatever, you know, I'm just gonna make this because it's a prop. I'm not trying to make deadly weapons unless it's like Spectre the Unchained, and then it's an actual deadly weapon. So what am I looking at? Yeah, Chiave's is it pronounced Chiave? Chiave? I don't know. Yeah, I thought his comically large tools were cool or interesting at least. I would actually, so like whenever I look at any of the Arknights weapons, or any like anime or video game weapon in general, like it's kind of easy to just look at it and be able to tell whether or not it'll be easy to 3D model. I would consider yeah, Kafka as well. I like let's see, I always considered Chavez Chiav, fuck, how is it pronounced? I always consider his pliers and tools like relatively easy to 3D model. I could probably get that done in a day, like maybe 8 or 10 hours, maybe on the lower end of that, just because it's very simple angular faces, angular shapes, not too many curved shapes or details, which is kind of to be expected since he's like a 5-star, and oftentimes 6 stars are 6-star. All the crazy ass weapons are reserved for the 6 stars. Yeah, real life tools. Like you can actually look at it and just, you know, picture him using that to bolt or unbolt actual bolts. He just happens to bring it into battle and then max the shit out of enemies. Like after an operation, Chab just comes back to work and then like starts fixing Lancet too, and then there's blood on his flyers. Wishlash's composite sword. Let me look up. I have not built Wishlash either. Even though she is kind of mommy, so... Let's see here. Oh, okay. Okay. Now I want to brainstorm. I can make a very dangerous weapon. Probably won't work exactly what I'm thinking, but if you can have like, you know, like how like cartoonish grappling hooks, like you shoot it out and then it has a reel. If you're able to like incorporate some sort of electronic reel onto it in order to like retract it, that could work. And like when you turn it off, it becomes like limp, and then you're able to, or you know, just like an actual fishing rod, you can unlatch it and then start slashing, and then latch it and then reel it back in. That is so weird. I hope no one ever commissions me for it. Yeah, I have a few instructors that I've built. I have a squad that's just my trust farming. Because what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to trust farm every single character to the max 200 trust. And I'm just taking my time with it. Is this right? Okay, I don't think so. Big yikes. Oh, but yeah, Regal. Your mention of Mudrock's handle. Actually, let me look her up right now. Mudrock. Yeah, somebody asked me to make Mudrock's hammer, but I kind of just did not feel like it because it was too simple. But I might actually do that one time. Because if I'm ever low on commissions or don't have any major projects going on, I do have like a few 3D models that I want to make. So like Mudrock's hammer would be like a really easy one that I could just make. Unless someone's already made it. If someone else has already made it, I would probably hold off on it since it already exists. I'd rather focus on models that don't quite exist yet. so... Okay, so the reel is going to be on this side. Yeah, it's fine. Like, one 3D model that I really want to make is... What it was? One 3D model I really want to make is Wheaties cannon. Because, like, number one, it looks very mechanical, even though it's, like, has a curved surface. It looks pretty straightforward as far as what my current skill level is at. But I also want to make her cannon like as close to scale as possible, but it has like a hatch that that the cannon so the cannon will be hollow, that way it's not as so heavy. And then it has like a hatch that you can open up, and then the cosplayer can have her Wheaties cannon like have a strap that can carry over his or her shoulder, and the hatch they can just open up and then just store all their con swag or all their snacks and water bottles and stuff into it. I also want to like model her summons, and then maybe put in like just model in some like wheels, because like you can very easily order some roller wheels, and then have that her little cannon summon thing be also hollow, and then there'd be a hatch, and then you can also store more stuff in it, and then the Wheatie cosplayer can just drag it behind him or her on like a rope or something. Oh, you're gonna guess that I wanted to model Wheatie? Yeah. I mean, quite a few. Let's see. I mean, if I really felt like it, I could model in enough space for you to just shove in a super soaker. But even then, like, a lot of conventions do not want your prop to have, like, any projectiles. Virtuo says violin. God, you guys keep mentioning other operators, and then I have to look them up to remind me what their shit looks like. Virtuous Arknights. Oh, this bitch. Yeah, her violin looks interesting. I wouldn't mind modeling that. That looks actually pretty dope. She's a supporter. Okay. Viviana's scabbard. Viviana. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's gonna be released to global at some point. Another guard, huh? Where's her scabbard? Is it in her E2? Or is that her scabbard? That is such a thin blade. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see now. So her scabbard is like, it's her scabbard's the black thing. I have to look between her. Okay, I see now. Yeah, with Rainbow collab, I managed to get one of each at least. Only one of Ash. That was back when I was a dolphin and not a whale. I don't consider myself a whale right now. I know for some friends who are just absolute whales. Okay, time to get started on this reel. It's like 8, roughly. Oh, at the time they announced the Rainbow Six collab, I started Arknights maybe about like 8 or 9 months after they first released it to global. So just a little late to the party for me. Oh, let's see, 9:30. I gotta wake up at 5 or 5:30. 5. Alright. I'm probably gonna have to call it. Either now or pretty soon. Because I only work weekends. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I work 12-hour shifts. So like the moment I have to work my day job, like I can't do anything else. So I have to like get enough sleep for that. But that does explain why I have so much time to do all this cosplay shit and prop making. But this looks okay so far. Honestly, I would say I'm like 40% done. Because like his reel part, like his fishing reel part of his whole umbrella handle, it's like the only complex part. And then once I get the actual reel done and modeled with it being able to spin, the rest of the handle I can do it in like 5 minutes. So I don't even know if I would live stream that part. But yeah, maybe in the future I'll start live streaming like my much more complex props, but those would be like multi-day live streams. But yeah, I better save. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Regal. You too, Jerry, if you're still here. Yeah, I'll try to live stream a bit more. I know sometimes people are more interested in seeing like 3D models that have quite a bit of detail already worked on them. Cause like when I just start a 3D model, like it's pretty boring. But I try to work quickly. Hey Nico, I'm just about to head out because I got work early in the morning tomorrow. But yeah, I'm working on Mr. Nothing's like handle for his umbrella slash fishing rod weapon, whatever. I don't know, man. Arknights weapons are so wacky. But yeah, this is it so far. Pretty much this is gonna be like something that will fit over a lot of different traditional Japanese umbrellas, like paper umbrellas. But yeah, or like parasols. I believe the correct term is. But yeah. So if anyone ever wants to cosplay Mr. Nothing, they can very easily 3D print this. Hide this. They'll be able to easily 3D print this handle, buy a parasol, chop off the handle of that parasol, and just fit this on top. And the little like dangly tags that you see in Mr. Nothing's art, like that's their problem. So yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, you guys. Once again, I'll try to live stream a bit more and then answer any questions, because being able to answer questions as far as like prop making and whatnot, answering them live is definitely easier for me. In the future, I'll definitely make a video on like how to do certain things. Either that, I'll just make a bunch of shorts, since the YouTube game is so focused on like short form content nowadays. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right now.